We got some 12.0.5 updates dropping, as well as some Race to World First updates, some changes with what's going on in the raid, and why you should still do delves this week. I got more for you here. Twitch drops going live. Don't forget, guys, March 26th, which is today. Watch this shitty-ass WoW stream or any other higher quality WoW stream. Get yourself the purple gurgle. I don't know what the fuck they're calling this thing, but it's another decor item. So watching 4 hours of this stream or any other stream on WoW will get you this item. Just a nice quick PSA reminder for you guys. The Race to World First continues, and Liquid has taken the lead, now going 4 of 7 on these bosses. They killed Veilgore and Azarek just a couple hours ago, so they're pushing fast. This Race to World First is happening pretty quickly. They also went ahead and killed Chimeras. Okay, that's that second boss, the first boss, and the other single boss raid. So they're getting their trinkets, they're clearing this shit. It's happening pretty quick right now, and it looks like Blizzard's responding to the quickness of the Race to World First with some buffs. That's right, they're preparing the next bosses that are up in line here with your Mythic Paladin boys. They're buffing the shields and stuff that these guys have, so they're trying to maybe slow down the race a little bit as these guys just freaking power through it. They really are freaking good at this game. What can I say? They've taken a lot of pointers from me, of course. I've told you guys this before. I consult with these teams a lot on this side as a man who delivers the news on a daily basis. They know I'm the man to come to with this shit, and they're doing great. I got to give them a pat on the back, honestly. They're having a good time with this. Other than that, we got a few other like raid corrections here and there, but really it's just some minor things like loot issues, stuff like that. So some hot patches stuff in here. It's nothing like in terms of big time nerfs to anything going on here. But other than that, we got the Delver's Journey going on. And yesterday, guys, I talked about how this week is a big week to do delves. And somebody in chat was like, oh, it's still capped at rank 4, though, for your raid renown progression, your journey progression. And I was like, there's no way. I was uninformed, evidently, because, yes, it is still, in fact, capped. So Blizzard has created a Delver's Journey event, right, where we're getting more XP through our Delver's Journey bar, but it's still capped at 4, which was a preseason cap. Made no sense to me. Or was a week cap. And here it is. It's still there. Pissing people off. I don't know if this was an oversight. It says here in the article it may have been. But yes, your Delver's Journey leveling is still capped at 4, which kind of sucks, which means that a lot of people really can't do shit with delves this week. But I would tell you guys, you need to still do the Call to Delves quest, okay? This is the quest for this week that's available to complete 5 midnight delves. The reason why you should still do it is because the loot cache that this thing gives you once you complete the quest is giving people March of Quel'Danas gear. That's right, another oversight by Blizzard probably, but there's some best-in-slot gear that'll drop from this raid that we can't get yet, because the raid's not open. But evidently, people are getting March on Quel'Danas raid items from the cache, so it's not guaranteed. You could get other shit from other places, but if your luck strikes just right, you could in fact get yourself some gear from the unopened raid. So I don't know if this is going to be hotfixed. People already have the items, so Blizzard would have to take the items away or retrofit them or change them into something else. But yeah, Greg must be having a meltdown. Greg for sure was already Renowned Cap 4, so he's just running these for this Quel'Danas loot. That's about it. So keep doing it. At least get 5 of these in, do the Call to Delves, and hey, maybe get a best-in-slot item that's not even available for a lot of people yet. Other than that, we got 12.0.5 news, guys. Yes, the next patch is just around the corner. We got testing going on and stuff like that. And we got a couple class changes hitting here. So let's get into some of this shit. For Drakthir, if you didn't know this already, the Drakthir are getting a Battle Visage ability. That's right, the ability to fight in Visage form. They can now hop around as fancy little scaly boy elves while they're doing their abilities. The only abilities that'll transform them into a Drakthir are the ones on this list here. Basically, the dragon-esque abilities. You'll transform into a Drakthir and then transform right back into your Visage form. So this is a thing. It'll be cool for people who enjoy playing Drakthir if they want to stay in the Visage form while they're fighting. I just wish they would do it for our Worgen buddies as well. You know, maybe you're a closet furry. You want to remain a closet furry. You don't want people to know what you do in your spare time. So you want to remain in your, human form while you're in a fight. I don't see why you can't do that. And then just go Worgen for a split second if you're doing some Worgen-specific abilities. But yeah, for now, this is only for Drakthir. Evidently, the ability is in there to patch that into the game if they decide to do that. But I want to start a petition, I should say. Yeah, that's right. Keep furries in the closet if they want to stay in the closet. Let Worgens remain Worgen, non-Worgen form if they want to. For Death Knights, we got a little Scourge Strike change here. Basically, you're going to notice, guys, that a lot of the changes in these patch notes have to do with spreading things in AOE format. There's a lot of AOE changes happening here. I guess Blizzard thinks AOE damage isn't good enough right now. So a Scourge Strike will now spread Virulent Plague in addition to spreading it. Will now apply Virulent Plague in addition to spreading it for Unholy DKs. For Devour Demon Hunter, they had a change here that they already put into 12.0.1, so that's been removed. For Restoration Druid, Everbloom rank 2 to 3 has been redesigned. When Life Bloom's final bloom occurs, it heals all allies within 40 yards. 30 to 60% of its amount of healing reduced beyond 5. So another AoE ability. Unraveling damage increased by 300% for Evokers. More of that. Summoning Vortex. This is one here for Evokers. This is a new talent for them. Temporal Barrier. Summon a vortex of temporal energy absorbing 900% of spell and power applied eco at 30% effectiveness on your target and up to 4 allies within 40 yards, race temporal anomaly. So that's a nice little group preservation ability there. So a nice one for Preservation Evoker. For Rogue, you're going to see this one right here. This is a change for Deathstalker, both for ass, and the sub-titties out there. Deathstalker's Mark has an update. Garrett now applies 3 stacks of Deathstalker's Mark to your target unless Deathstalker's Mark is already active. You learn Mark of Death, and then when you spend 5 combo points on attacks against the marked target, you consume the application of Deathstalker's Mark, dealing 120% plague damage. This also moves to your active Deathstalker's Mark to your target by using Mark of Death, 10-yard range, 20-second cooldown, 25 energy cost. So again, moving your Deathstalker's Mark. This again has to do with more AoE shit, moving from target to target, and when you're pulling big groups. Mark of Death was intended to be a tool to allow Deathstalker rogues to move Deathstalker's Mark to a new target in a scenario where the primary target hasn't died yet. So this is supposed to fix that. The same here goes for sub-titties. This is the same little patch notes here. And then for Warrior, the final thing here, Wrecking Throw will now be highlighted when a Warrior targets a unit with an active Absorb Shield, and Shattering Throw will now be highlighted as well when a Warrior targets something. And then for Reap of the Storm, for Slayer Arms Warriors, we have a Reap of the Storm update. I should say Reap the Storm update. The cleave hits 3 or more targets via Improved Whirlwind. You have a 15% chance to unleash Flurry of Steel, striking all nearby enemies for high physical damage and applying Overwhelmed to them. Imminent Demise has another additional effect. Sudden death strikes multiple targets via Sweeping Strike. You have a 100% chance to trigger it. And then kind of the same notes here for Slayer for Furry Warriors as well. So this shit, basically, you get the patch notes right here. This is, again, helping with AoE damage, spreading AoE damage, moving dots from target to target. That's what a lot of these changes are. And then you got your Dragthier being able to stay in Visage form. Nice little summary there of the patch notes. Other than that, 12.0.5 we know is bringing the Void Storm events, right? Where you got these Void Invasions, basically got Legion Invasions in purple form. So Blizzard will be allowing testing for these on the PTR. So on March 27th, you can join the PTR from 12 to 4 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Get in there. You can get on the PTR, pick up the quest from Silvermoon, and go to Zulaman, where you can test this feature out. Dip and Dots. Thank you for the follow, man. Welcome to our Scourge. You can essentially test this out. You just have to be level 80 to 90 on the PTR to go do that shit. Go test it out if you want to. If you're a PTR player, it'll be interesting to see what these Void Strike events are all about and everything. So, yeah, we'll see how this all goes. But 12.0.5 is getting closer and closer. And then finally, speaking of World of Warcraft and the great music that's playing on in my background right now, guys, we have an orchestral concert coming for WoW. That's right. We have a tour around the world for World of Warcraft's 20 years of music. Look at this. I mean, yes, I agree, Conese. This is exciting shit. Unfortunately, they're not coming to Detroit. They're coming to Chicago, which is probably the closest place I'll be able to go watch them. But yeah, live orchestral music of WoW music playing with video in the background and everything. If you've seen these concerts before, they're absolutely glorious. I've seen them for Lord of the Rings. Great shit. This is a cool event to go watch if you catch it live. There is a list of the cities they are going to be at right here. If you click on the link in the article, you can see the world tour right here. going through Paris, a bunch of places there, a bunch of places in the U.S., and then we see other countries as well. So go check it out if you get a chance. This is a pretty cool thing. I've always thought these live orchestral events were actually freaking awesome. So if you get a chance to go watch it live, go watch it live. And for today, that is all in terms of news.